frick you doing right now? Stupid head, boy. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But keep smoking that weed, man. Frying your brain. You know what I mean? Oh, what kind of woods you got? You got banana woods, banana? You know that's tobacco what you smoking, right? Smoking dang tobacco, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, I used to be just like you, man, dumb as a rock. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, man, hey, look. When I start speaking on that weed, I'm telling y'all I lost at least 10 viewers. Look, chat, when I start speaking on that weed, I lost at least 10 viewers. Look, man, I'm going to just come back, man, when he's done talking about weed, man. Let me smoke my weed and pee. Let me smoke it. Let me smoke it and pee. Is that Craig again? Hey, time out, Craig again. Craig again, time out. You know what I mean? Time out. 5,000 seconds. He's going to learn. He's going to get tired of talking. Time out. You know what I'm saying? Time out. He going to learn. He going to start talking eventually. Time out. Cynthia, time out for like 600,000 seconds. Time out. He going to learn. Don't worry about it. He going to learn. He going to shut up. He going to shut up. I mean, we're going to give him some time right quick, but he going to shut the freak up. He going to shut his dang mouth. No, he going to shut up. You know, I'm going to win that war. He going to shut up. Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? But anyways, man, what's good, YouTube, man? That's your boy, man, Jay Willie Silly. All you can do is just sit back and watch like a little good boy. Look at, he looking at the chat. Look at him. That boy Craig, boy, looking at the chat like this. I cannot wait until I get back. 600 seconds. Hey, Siri, set alarm for 600 seconds. That's like how you be doing. Lee, boy, you just fiending to go back in the chat. I'm almost here. 600 seconds is almost up. I'm almost here. Weird little Craig. Freako, you freako. You know what I mean? But anyways, man, what's good, YouTube, man? It's your boy, man, Jay Willie Silly, man, a.k.a. Mr. Take It Easy. But you end up like be easy, man. Make sure you follow my Twitch, man. Subscribe to my second channel. Everything you need to know about your boy Jay is in the description down below. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we do college football rankings every number. Oregon drops. I knew it. Indiana should drop too. What the freak? You know what I mean? You know, I know you know one thing about me, I do these every week, every single week, man. You know, and I was getting closer and closer. I'm kind of sad, man. We're getting closer to the end. You know, closer to the end. You know what I'm saying? College football, we only have 3 more games to be played, and it's a very, very sad moment. You know, but just glad to see what Alabama has done. Like I said, for every person that's on YouTube, I did upload the Alabama versus LSU reaction, the Texas A&M versus the Missouri reaction, but it is not on YouTube. One thing about college, man, they are taking it very serious. They're banning everything. You know what I'm saying? So I try to scare off the lot, you know, when it comes to the block, and I try to make my magic. You know, never believe it's not so. You know what I'm saying? I try to create a little magic. You know what I mean? But the magic touch only has so many touches. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, they're not going for it. They blocked the whole vid. You know what I mean? So Alabama reaction is on Twitch. You know what I mean? Texas A&M versus the Missouri reactions is on Twitch. And they will be on Twitch going forward. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm not even finna try to scare off the lot. You know what I mean? Honestly, you know, I can scare off the lot when it comes to other. I really don't have that problem when it comes to other, you know, sports. You know, I feel like college football kind of digging yourself in a hole, man. You want people to know about college football, right? You know what I'm saying? Like for us reactors, we put people on a lot of things, bro. Everybody don't watch college football. So, you know, like I've heard people literally tell me like, Jay, you're the reason I watch the NFL. You know what I mean? So you're big, but you can get bigger, you know, by us reactors. We put a lot of people on, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Us reactors, bro, we put a lot of things on. Like people probably don't even watch the NFL and they watch it because of me. They probably don't watch the NBA, but I made somebody like the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you digging yourself in the hole, man. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real with you, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, we got the AP poll, man. Like I said, I definitely would like to see Indiana get dropped. But you know what I'm saying? I definitely would like to see Indiana get dropped, but I know that's not gonna be the case, knowing that the committee is full of little tenors. You know what I'm saying? So that right there pisses me off. Oregon drops, but not Indiana. That kind of makes sense. So why doesn't Indiana, like this is the bias when it comes to college football. You know what I mean? This is how we know like the committee is full of little tenors. So you want Indiana to be a top team so bad, just in reality they're not. So Oregon drops for struggling with number 20 Iowa, but Indiana doesn't drop for struggling with unranked Penn State. the freaking like the bias, you know, the freaking favoritism is so funny. You know, like you want Indiana to be that type of team, but they're just not that team. And I see Indiana being the first round exit. That's just point blank period. But anyways, man, it is what it is. You know, I know Fernando Mendoza, he sucks. Give it a buck. You know what I mean? I reacted to the Texas A&M game versus the Missouri game. And I was pausing the game a lot. And I'm like, dang, look how much time that Marcel Reed, look how much time that the quarterbacks in the SEC have more than the time that Fernando Mendoza, however you say your name has. Fernando, I'm reacting to the Penn State game. Fernando Mendoza has at least 5 seconds in the dang pocket. Marcel Reed has like at least 2 seconds in the pocket. I reacted to Texas A&M versus Missouri game yesterday, right? You know what I mean? The freaking quarterback from Missouri, I paused the video. He had 2 seconds in the pocket, literally dang near every time. You know what I'm saying? But for Fernando Mendoza, you have like 5 seconds in the pocket, 6 seconds in the pocket. You ain't gonna be able to do that in the playoffs this year. I promise you that.
The poll has been released. The top 5 remain unchanged with Ohio State.
Texas is back in the top 10. That is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But this team right here should be going.
At number 1.
Indiana, man.
11th straight.
Ohio State shouldn't be number 1. You don't play nobody. Play Purdue like.
First place votes.
You only play one ranked team, and that's Texas. And you beat them 14-7.
From 13.
You only play 2 ranked schools this whole dang year. See how pathetic it is? We're going and playing our 5th ranked school, and Ohio State only played 2 ranked schools, and the 2 ranked schools they played is trash. You played Texas 14-7, you barely beat them. And then you're going to play Michigan.
To number 10. Before you go up in arms about Oregon moving down,
telling you, boy.
I think that might be a correction from what we saw from the first college football playoff rankings that had them at number 9, whereas the AP poll had them at 6.
Oklahoma, BYU,
to go down. BYU
Vanderbilt
is down
Georgia
4
Tech,
spots after losing on
Utah,
the road at Texas Tech,
Miami, USC, Michigan.
12,
like Michigan gonna upset Ohio State.
Virginia down 8 spots.
Ohio State is just that good. All right.
After losing, no longer undefeated in conference play for them. Speaking
just
of
that,
conference play,
yeah,
Louisville also
just that good, huh?
5 spots after taking a loss against Cal. Elsewhere, there is.
So you honestly think that Alabama wouldn't do the same thing that Ohio State is doing if we had your schedule? I can promise you, you would not do the same thing if you had our schedule. I can promise you that. Julian saying is garbage. I'm telling y'all right now. Plays nobody. He hasn't felt no type of pressure yet. He hasn't felt that type of intensity yet. You know what I'm saying? So you telling me that if Ohio State had our schedule, they'll be doing the same thing they were doing? You know what I mean? I promise you, if every SEC team had what Ohio State had, I promise you, they'll be number 1 as well. You're like little sweet cupcakes. It's all you play, bro. You don't play nobody. You had our schedule, I promise you, you'll lose at least 2 games. You'll lose at least 2. We played 5 ranked schools this year. 5 in the top 15. 5. Literally. 5. South Carolina and LSU was ranked high in the beginning of the season. And you know why South Carolina? You know what I mean? You know why South Carolina? You feel me? You said they beat Georgia and South Carolina. Who beat Georgia and South Carolina? What are you talking about? Who? Ohio State didn't beat no Georgia and South Carolina. They didn't even play. You know what I'm saying? You talking about? Last time Ohio State played Georgia, Georgia beat them. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? What the freak is you talking about, gang? You know what I mean? But anyways, what I was saying, you know, in every single loss that South Carolina and LSU has, it's the SEC schools. Let's really talk about it. If it wasn't for Ohio State, if it wasn't for LSU and South Carolina playing top SEC schools, South Carolina and LSU would still be ranked.
5.
We took them off the map. SEC took them. No other conference took LSU and South Carolina off of rankings. SEC did, bro. All 4 of their losses is to SEC. All of them. LSU and South Carolina.
Our teams in the AP poll.
Ohio State ain't play nobody, bro. The best team they played last year, bro, in the playoffs was Tennessee. Look out. You know what I'm saying? Tennessee. Notre Dame. Tech.
Is officially in the AP top 25. James Madison
had an easy freaking road to the playoffs last year.
G5 respect, unlike from what we saw from the playoff committee with no G5 teams ranked in the initial college football playoff rankings. Here to talk about the new AP Top 25 poll, Damian Harris here in studio, Brad Crawford joining us remotely, and I want to broach the Oregon topic because I mentioned it during that read that the AP poll and the college football playoff had some different rankings, so I don't see it necessarily as the AP poll knocking them for getting that big win against Iowa. But if we look at this Oregon resume as a whole, I'll start with you. What impressed you most about what they were able to do on the road at Iowa? Because it was a hard watch for most of that game, but a win's a win.
Listen here. Rain, sleet, or snow, the Oregon Ducks are ready to go. I mean, ladies and gentlemen, Dan Lanning came out and said, we want to beat Iowa at Iowa's game. We don't want to bring them to our ballpark. We don't want to turn this into a track meet. We want to make this an ugly, grinded out, physical, punch them in the mouth, 15-round fight with
you were supposed to lose.
And that is exactly what they
literally was supposed to lose.
About beating Iowa at their own game.
Iowa just sucked, bro.
260 yards on the ground to Iowa's 100. You want to talk about beating Iowa at their own game? Running the football and stopping the run? That's what Iowa does. Well, guess what? Oregon just happened to do it a little bit better yesterday. And they were down some key players. No DeCorian Moore, which I know he's a receiver, but he's also an extension of the run game with all the things he can do with the ball.
Barely won. You won 18-16, literally. But Iowa, bro. You think we gonna struggle with Iowa game? You think we will struggle with Iowa, bro? You barely won 18-16 versus Iowa game. You really think we will struggle with Iowa?
Listen, what did Oregon show us yesterday? They can win any time, any place.
I can't stand when people be like, Oregon is a good team, they're injured. You don't have most of them injuries. You know what I mean? They missing half their offense. You know what I mean? Bro, you're not good with your offense. Iowa is bad compared to us. Compared to SEC, they're trash. You know what I mean? Like trash. Like 3 lost wide receivers. Man, you're trash with them. That's 5 stars. Them boys hasn't proved nothing yet. You know what I mean? Boys haven't proved nothing. I don't know why people be thinking because you got 5 stars that make you like gonna be somebody. You know what I mean? Gonna be somebody. We want everybody. You know what I mean? We want every single body. You feel me? But one thing about Oregon, you're not going nowhere. You never go nowhere. You have 0 natties. So going quacking and quack. You know what I'm saying? Because all you're going to be doing is quacking. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, go quack. You feel me? Because y'all ain't going nowhere.
In any kind of weather, playing any style of
Texas ATM. Texas A&M is far years better than Bama. That's why you can't let trash teams get good, man. You know what I mean? DeCorian Moore is definitely not better than Lotzir Brooks. Let's please stop smoking. I mean, that's your opinion, right? You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, DeCorian Moore nowhere near better than Lotzir Brooks. That's just keeping a buck. In my opinion. You know, what has he done? What does DeCorian Moore do? He hasn't done nothing. Literally.
Dan Lanning has
other than being a 5-star?
Anything.
Hasn't done anything for you to even say that.
Dante Moore, despite not having a great game for 3.5 quarters, he made the necessary throws he needed to make when the Ducks had that final drive where Atticus Sappington kicked the game-winning field goal. Dante Moore, Dan Lanning alluded to it after the game.
That number
quarterback played well down the stretch. That's what you have to have in the Big Ten to win quality road games. This is by far Oregon's best win of the season.
That's your best win? This is your best win of the season? Iowa? That's your best win of the season, Iowa. That right there. That right there is hilarious.
Signature moment against a ranked team. Iowa.
Their best win is Iowa.
Poll and college football playoff top 25 last week. Probably going to be out now. The playoff rankings Tuesday night, but this win for Oregon was a signature.
Iowa has a great defense versus your little tenors. That's why they have a great defense, because they don't play nobody as well. I could bring up Iowa's schedule right now. They plays nobody. That's one thing that you little tenors have in common with each other. Y'all don't play nobody. You know what I mean? Y'all don't play nobody, bro. You know what I mean? So y'all get ranked high for not playing anybody. So you only think you have a good defense because of the people you play. You know what I'm saying? But your little tenors, all y'all think alike. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how all y'all think alike. But let's go on and talk about Iowa's schedule. Played UMass, you played Rutgers, played trash Indiana. That's why I say one thing about Penn State, you play trash. Bro, the Little 10 is the weakest conference out of all the conferences. You just play trash Then when you play against each other, y'all start thinking like y'all good, but y'all just trash. Y'all just better than trash y'all playing. But play Indiana, who's trash. You played Wisconsin. You played Penn State. Barely won that game. You played Minnesota. Now you're playing Oregon. Then to go to play USC, Michigan State, and Nebraska. Freak out of here. Nobody.
Needed because had the Ducks lost Saturday night and maybe finished 10-2, you're talking about the likelihood of going on the road in the first round.
I don't give y'all props because you ain't did nothing for me to give you props. Why give props to people that ain't did? I don't understand that. What has Iowa done to get my respect? What has Oregon done to get my respect? What has Indiana done to get my respect? What has these teams done to get props? What have you done? You haven't done nothing to get my respect. You know what I mean? Craig Tom, go ahead and ban Craig Tom. Go ahead and ban Craig. You know what I mean? You even Ohio State, bro. You're like Ohio State game. You know what I mean? This is your first time in 10 years? 10 years to win a title. You know what I'm saying? You haven't done anything. Most of your chips came in freaking 1990. Like, that's most of your chips. That's when you was winning. I seen 6 titles. 6. Ohio State, you haven't been winning nothing. You know what I'm saying? Most of your wins came from 1900. You wasn't even alive when you seen your team win most of your chips.
The quarterback stepped up when they absolutely had to have
seen 6 national titles.
Indiana and Fernando.
You understand that?
You mentioned
6?
thinking about potential.
It's almost close to 10 I seen. 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm almost 4. I'm almost has 4. You never seen it. You only probably seen 1. 1. I'm almost close to 10 that I've seen in my whole life when it comes to my one team.
Oregon would have lost that game. We were
not crazy. 6 national titles that I've seen.
Lost the game to Penn State, but Brad, are we ready to write there?
Hey, Ohio State, how you make me respect y'all when we own y'all? We're 3-1 against y'all.
I don't see Indiana.
Last time we played y'all, you know what I'm saying? We beat the brakes off you. I only reacted to you one time out of this whole season. That's it, and that's all. When you played Penn State, I haven't reacted to y'all at all. We own you. You know what I'm saying? Own you. We're 3-1 against you. Last time we played you wasn't even close. Beat your head in.
Games against weak competition in the Big Ten. You know, it's funny. The narrative has changed a little bit. We docked Oregon's win at.
Look at this schedule. Look at this. Look at this, man. Y'all know Illinois is not number 9. So you can't escape this. Yeah, right. Okay. Y'all know Illinois. Where's Illinois? So you telling me Illinois is not ranked anymore? Is Illinois even ranked? Illinois being number 9 is blasphemy. They're not even ranked anymore. That is funny. They just lost to Washington. So the only ranked team that you faced was them. Look at the teams you faced. They're not ranked no more, so that doesn't count. You only face one ranked school your whole tenure. One ranked school. Look at these games you're playing, bro. You're gonna tell me this isn't a problem? You're gonna act like this isn't a problem right here?
A couple weeks ago when Penn State started that tailspin, and now we're tooting Indiana's horn for beating a winless team in Big Ten play, having to come back to do it. It's a solid win on the road. Oregon has that same win at Penn State.
You can't use that. You can't use that no more. You can't use Bama having Nick Saban no more, gang. We're 8-1 without Nick Saban, and we're finna go to the SEC championship without Nick Saban in our coach's second year. So all that Nick Saban talk, can't use that no more, my boy. That's kind of getting a little old. Can't use that no more. 8-1.
I think right now, Emily,
finna go to the SEC championship. And use Nick Saban no more.
In that 2 or 3 spot, you see there that last second touchdown from Omar Cooper, and then Oregon probably getting that at-large number 3. There's some other teams in the mix, but right now the Big Ten is firm with at least 3 playoff entries.
Yeah, I agree with Brad. It's firm. Those top 3 teams sit atop of the Big Ten. They're going to be in the college football playoffs. Indiana specifically. I mean, getting out of the playoff conversation for a second, because like Brad said, they're in. You want to talk about a team, a program that has never won 10 games in a season before. And in 2 years under Kurt Cignetti, they've had 2 seasons winning 10 games. This year, 10 games in 10 games.
They don't play anybody.
What Kurt Cignetti, Fernando Mendoza, Omar Cooper, with no Elijah Surratt, this defense, it's just outstanding the way that they play, even in a hostile environment. We talked about this Penn State.
And Georgia was injured, bro. You know what I'm saying? We could talk about how they lost to Notre Dame. Georgia was injured, bro. We could talk about that too, bro. It wasn't even fully healthy, bro. So.
They don't have a head coach. They lost their starting quarterback. So that gives the team an opportunity to just go out and play free, throw the kitchen sink at you, swing their hardest punch, and try to knock you out for 3 quarters. And Penn State did that.
I'm done arguing with you, though, whatever your name is.
They scratched, they clawed,
some thumb.
And when they had to, Omar Cooper showed up in the biggest moments. Fernando Mendoza, on that last 2-minute drive, he had some throws that make you forget about what happened in the first 3 quarters of the game, because that's what NFL scouts and GMs look for. A leader, somebody that's composed and can lead their team to a game-winning drive in the heat of a moment on the road. Spectacular performance. Regardless of what this Penn State has gone through this year, this was a great win by Indiana.
That's what you were saying yesterday, right here on CBS Sports HQ. I needed to see Indiana get in a tough spot and see how they get out of it. They put themselves in that tough spot, but they were able to get out of it with with flying colors. And guys, this is the part of the program where we got to get a little negative, because we're talking about the ACC. I mean, what the heck is happening?
Why we never talk about Alabama?
Virginia loses, Louisville loses, Duke loses.
CBS, bro.
I know it's not within the conference. They're still very much in the conference.
CBS, this is one thing I just understand. I knew last year how y'all used to hate on us, right? You used to hate on us, bro. I hated on us mad crazy last year. Why you never talk about Alabama, bro? Like, you talk about all these other teams, bro. Never talk about Bama, bro. Like, it gets to a point at this point. Like, you talk about ACC. We don't care about no ACC. You know what I'm saying? Like, see, look.
If you ask Jordan McGuire, that's the only in-game goal right now. Make sure you win the conference.
Like, you're going to talk about Texas Tech. You're going to talk about all these folks. But you're never going to talk about Alabama.
North Texas.
You talking about American. You never going to talk about Alabama, bro. Never talk about us, gang. Talk about everybody else, but you don't talk about Alabama at all.
Beginning of next year, semifinals January 8th through 9th, and that national championship coming your way January 19th.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, bro. No, you just do not talk about it. But anyways, man, appreciate y'all for joining the stream. I'm not going back and forth with no Ohio State fans, bro. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you're talking to your dang self. But CBS, man, you hate a lot. You know what I'm saying? There's one thing I can say, you're a hater. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of pathetic. You know what I mean? Honestly. But y'all seen the college football rankings, man. I'm going to react to the college football playoff rankings tomorrow. So appreciate everybody for joining the stream. You know what I mean? One thing about you weird, you know what I mean? Weird subscribers, man. You know, is you want my attention a lot, man. You know, it's kind of weird. I mean, it's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's your boy, man, Jay.